As I stumbled out of the dimly lit house, the air outside was icy and thick with a foreboding silence. The party had been a blast, but now I found myself facing the daunting task of walking home alone through the desolate streets at this ungodly hour. The streetlights flickered intermittently, casting eerie shadows that seemed to dance with a life of their own. My heart pounded in my chest as I tightly clutched my jacket, desperately trying to shield myself from the bone-chilling cold. I quickened my pace, hoping to reach the familiar warmth and safety of my home as soon as possible. The only sound that accompanied my hurried footsteps was the distant howling of the wind, a mournful symphony that sent shivers down my spine. As I made my way down the deserted street, an uneasy feeling settled in the pit of my stomach. It was as though invisible eyes were watching my every move, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. I couldn't shake the feeling of being followed, despite the fact that I saw no one around. Every few steps I would steal a glance over my shoulder, but there was nothing but darkness behind me. My breath turned into fog as I exhaled, my anxiety mounting with each passing second. Suddenly, I heard a faint rustling sound coming from an alleyway up ahead. My heart skipped a beat as I hesitated, my instincts telling me to run, but curiosity got the better of me, and against my better judgment, I approached the source of the noise. The alley was shrouded in darkness, illuminated only by the faint glow of a flickering streetlight at its entrance. I squinted, trying to make out any discernible shapes amidst the shadows, and then I saw it, a pair of glowing eyes staring back at me. They were red, piercing through the blackness with an intensity that sent a wave of terror crashing over me. Before I could react, a chilling growl reverberated through the alley, causing my blood to freeze. Panic consumed me, and I turned on my heels, sprinting as fast as my trembling legs would carry me. The sound of claws scraping against concrete echoed behind me, growing closer with each passing second. I pushed my body to its limits, praying I would reach safety before whatever pursued me could catch up. But the street seemed to stretch endlessly, my fear feeding the illusion of an endless labyrinth. I could feel my energy waning, my legs threatening to give out beneath me. Desperation took hold, and I looked around frantically for any sign of sanctuary. That's when I spotted a small, run-down convenience store up ahead, its fluorescent sign beckoning like a beacon of hope. Summoning the last remnants of my strength, I stumbled into the store, gasping for breath. The cashier behind the counter stared at me with concern, clearly startled by my disheveled appearance. I tried to form coherent words, but my voice failed me. I could only manage to point a trembling finger toward the entrance, my eyes wide with terror. The cashier's eyes followed my gaze, and a look of horror washed over their face. Without hesitation, they rushed toward the door, locking it with a series of clicks. As if on cue, the glass windows shook violently, as if an unseen force was desperately trying to break through. My heart raced as I realized the danger that lurked just beyond that fragile barrier. We huddled together, praying that the store's defenses would hold. Outside, the growls grew louder, accompanied by the bone-chilling sound of claws scraping against the glass. I closed my eyes, my mind consumed by fear, unable to comprehend the nightmare that had unfolded on this fateful night. Hours passed in agonizing silence, the struggle outside intensifying before gradually fading away. The sun began to rise, casting its golden glow through the store's windows. With trembling hands, I unlocked the door and cautiously stepped outside, wary of what I might find. To my relief, the streets were now empty, devoid of the terrors that had haunted my footsteps. The events of that night remained etched in my memory, a reminder of the horrors that can lurk in the darkest corners of our world. From that day forward, I vowed never to walk alone at night, for I had experienced firsthand the true terror that lay hidden under the cloak of darkness.